Alrighty. It's 7 in my time. I think I'm ready to get started. Today with this stream, I'm just going to have a chill time and stock up on some resources. That way I can use that for a future YouTube video. So yeah, it's more or less what I'll be doing. So I'm first going to start out with putting some of my stone from my original base into my shop. Because I developed an idea that I want to continue with, which is make basically a shop for every single item in the game. And if you didn't know, this is my World of Everteis Forever world, and I'm making a YouTube series. And so everything has a reason, has a purpose, has a place. Like right here, this is the stone shop. This is where I'm going to put all my stone. But I use a lot of resources from my last video, and so I just kind of wanted to chill and relax and spend a little bit of time getting those resources. That way when I have a big build that I want to work on, I have enough resources to go for it. But it does mean a lot of walking back and forth between different locations that I have here on my map, which is okay. I get to explore some more of the areas of that I want to develop in the future. Actually, I think my render distance is higher than I want it to be. I also made a short on TikTok saying that I would make pumpkin pie for every like that the short got. So I'm gonna have to make a ton of pumpkin pie. I want to say that short and TikTok reel is up to, I want to say 1,700 likes. So I'm gonna need to essentially get a lot of sugar, a lot of egg, and a lot of pumpkins. And it might take a while because everything in this world is done manually. I haven't unlocked redstone or anything like that. So yeah, everything is done manually, and that gargantuan number of like 18,000-ish pumpkin pies, it'll take me some time. But yeah, that's why I want to start doing some of basically my daily chores. Getting some pumpkin, going over to my sugarcane farm, and then over to my little chicken coop and get some of the eggs. I feel like the eggs is actually going to take the longest to get. Oops. Oh, I didn't bring any stone. I do have another axe though. I am actually kind of curious. I get sidetracked, but how many people out there have the amount of stats of breaking stone tools as I do? Because I am almost 500 days in, and I just started using copper, and I'm kind of curious how many people have broken as many stone tools as I have. Which actually, let me give that a look. Is that the number that breaks? Yeah. Okay, so it's not a crazy amount, but still 200. 200 pickaxes. Almost 300 shovels. How many axes? We can definitely get that number up higher for sure. But yeah, a ton of pickaxes and a ton of axes and shovels have been broken for sure. And the woodwind doesn't last long. I guess this is slightly the downside of having all your materials spread across the world. But I do have some stone here that I could use. Yeah. And there we go. Just put fish in there for now. Oh, I forgot to put my pumpkins up. I don't know of another single game that I get this distracted in. Or if not distracted, just sidetracked. All right. I feel like I constantly use wood in all my videos, so I'm going to stock up on that for a minute. Another reason I can chop a lot of trees, or what I can use them for, is fuel. Since I don't have an infinite lava source, because iron is locked up for a while, I can put, with my last video I unlocked furnaces, so I can, I don't know if you smelt logs, if that's the right terminology. But anyway, I can put some logs in my furnace and get some charcoal, which then I can use to smelt some of my other stuff, like copper ore, which brings a whole new set of tools. Within my last episode, I made it into the story where there was doors that I discovered, or well, one of them of the doors I discovered, and he taught me how to smelt copper ores to make at least the tools. But I can't do the rest because inside the lore I haven't learned how to do the others. I should have made a lot more axes. That's cool, seeing copper finally pop up. I'm the type of player that likes to stock up on a ton of supplies for the future. I always like having a surplus. And I always feel like I run out of supplies every time of everything I do. But, you know, just keep at it and then I'll have a lot of supplies eventually. It's kind of, you know, why I named the channel the way it is. It's rock collection, treat everything like I'm collecting something. That's what I plan on doing in this game. As I write in to the narrative, I eventually I'll get every item in the game, but I want it to feel very rewarding and narratively pleasing, like when I get something. So when I do eventually get diamonds, that's an event for me. Because this lore-based world, I gotta find a way to script it and just have it make sense. I have like all these future plans that I want to tell, and I'm excited to tell them. It may be a while. You know, being at a slower pace of my progression is literally locked to the YouTube series of each video. But yeah, I want basically every single block item to feel like its own reward in itself. Same thing with the biomes. So when I unlock or get to like the Pell Garden, that's going to be amazing because that gives me a whole new block palette to work with. Being, with white wood. And sure, I'll probably write something into the story of, the creaking being, the thing in the Pale Garden. I'll probably write that into the narrative somehow, some way. Also, I guess that unlocks resin, which is a whole nother block palette that I can use. And then the resin for the armor trim, which is exciting. Because I also want to collect every single armor and include that in a build and in the story. I think that'd be a lot of fun. Oh man. But what is not fun is, well, I wouldn't say it's not fun. It's fun in its own right. Is how long it takes me to chop oak trees with stone tools. Uh, I do need to go back to my smelting area. That way I can get some copper, because now that I've unlocked copper tools, I need to actually start utilizing them. Although I feel like I'm gonna run out as quickly as I make them. But yeah, let me finish chopping these trees and then I'll go get some of that copper. And then I might explore a couple of caves to get some more copper and coal. So I also feel like I'm constantly running out of coal as well. Why do oak trees have to spawn so sporadically? At least I'm not doing mangrove yet. That's a whole beast in itself too. Although I'm kind of excited when I get to like mangrove and the other types of trees, because one of the, narratively, this is Oakerton and all the builds are made of oak. I kind of want to do the same thing with other villages. Like when I discover a new uh like tree type. Like for example, the uh Pale Garden that I mentioned. I'm going to make that biome its own civilization as well or something, and all the builds are made out of pale oak. Same thing with the acacia trees. Is that everything? I think that's everything. We'll know shortly. But yeah, because I've already kind of like made it a little bit established, or at least hinted that the birch forest biome is going to be the elves' territory, like the wood elves. And so I plan on making a lot of their structures into birch wood, and also kind of like shaping that kind of structure of buildings differently to like elegant, like I guess. I guess that's one way I could put it. Where are there you are. I feel like there's just occasional logs here and there that I'm just like missing. Hopefully that's everything. But please go away, trees. But yeah. I'm also not a huge fan of night. That's, I feel like, one of the reasons why the day counter is so big for this world, that I feel like I mean, yeah, it's been a few months, but I still feel pretty fresh in this world. Um, But yeah, I'm terrible at combat, so I sleep exclusively every night that I possibly can. Let me grab just a few of those. Always need sticks on hand. And while those trees are falling apart, give me more saplings, I'm going to go check on my chickens. Because like I said earlier, I need to make those pumpkin pies. Because in one of my shorts, it's actually my most popular short on TikTok. I said I would make a bunch of these pumpkin pies, and I haven't made a ton yet. Ah, every egg is valuable. And without iron, I can't just like auto collect them because I can't make hoppers yet. Go put these. Actually, I can probably make a few pumpkin pies now. Yeah, at least make 12. Let's see, what do we got here? So this is my little cottage. And this is where all the food is stored for the town in Okerton. Okay, yeah, we got some for sure. Let's make some more pumpkin pies. And what? Oh, because of 16. I was like, surely I can make more than that, but eggs only stack to 16. I always forget about that. So that gives me not even 2 stacks. Okay, well, a lot of pumpkins for the future. Or eggs. Anyway. And then let me go back and grab all those saplings for my tree chopping area. And then I think I'm going to go mine for some granite, diorite, and andesite. Because I have a plan for my next YouTube video where I'm going to make those shops. Because I already have a cobblestone shop where I keep all the cobblestone at. But I want to make that where I have a place for andesite, diorite, and granite. And also try to figure out what those shops are going to look like too. Okay, I can tell there's a lot. Oh, there it is. Okay, is that it all? Nope, nope. There's always one or two hidden. Okay, well, I'll come back later and see if that took care of it. But either way, that will give me... I'll replant a few of these too. That way I can come back and get some more wood for future builds like this. That's fine for now. I'm just gonna include apples there for now too. All right. So let me go to where my my copper storage is, where I can smelt some more copper to give me some copper tools. That way mining will be a little bit faster. Because especially like without you know, enchantments, because that's that's a long ways off for me. I can't, have unbreaking for a hot minute. So, um, all my tools just break constantly. And so I need to like stock up essentially. But since tools don't stack up, that's kind of annoying to do so. And I'm gonna start putting my stuff in there. All right, there's some copper. And I'm excited once I finally actually like write into the story that I've unlocked iron. I can start making saddles, and I'll probably make some like places for horses to stay. I mean, I got the stable here, but I'm excited to like ride them across these paths because I can't make any saddles currently. So, yeah, got these paths ready for these eventual horses that I currently can't ride. Good old horsies. Also, Iron would also unlock the ability to make name tags since that was in their last major update, or no, 2 updates ago. They happen so fast now. I can start naming horses. What do I have in my little outpost? Nothing too special. Okay. So yeah, and down here is this ginormous cave, and I'm saving some of it for a future video to explore. But I've explored a decent portion and set up a little base that is essentially like where the dwarf base of operations is going to be. And I feel like these grass blocks were placed here by Enderman. Um, but yeah, I kind of wanted the dwarf kingdom to be very andesite, like polished andesite. Is kind of this blocky, I don't know, rough feel. And I'll add copper blocks eventually, but since I'm going to be using a lot of the copper for um, the tools themselves, I might not use them immediately for that. Actually, yeah, let me just fill up all these furnaces with copper. What I need more of is actually coal. Oh, this is so exciting. I've played on this world for about 3 months, 3 to 4 months. And yeah, finally having like copper tools after spending so long with just stone ones. It's actually kind of exciting. I'm gonna make another one. 2 more, yeah. All right. Do I? Yeah, I got a sword. Okay, just in case. But like I said, I'm not gonna go too deep into this cave. Um, I want this cave to actually be part of a narrative device that I want. Um, oh, I don't have any torches. That way, yeah, because it's a pretty substantial, like huge cave. but I'll go to the pre-established areas that can mine for some copper and some. Oh yeah, that's just a drop off. And coal, because I do need lots of coal for being my main fuel source. Eventually, when playing on my single player worlds back in the day, like on Bedrock. Oh, I just turned myself around. Um, I enjoyed using lava as my main fuel source, but it will be a minute before I can do that because that requires iron. So many things actually require iron. It's honestly ridiculous how much iron is used in the game, and I can see why like people make iron farms pretty quickly on in most of the single player worlds. But I don't know if I'll make an iron farm for this YouTube series. I just I think I find out that to be a really hard way to write that narratively of saying like, hey, I need to capture like 20 villagers and stick them in just a a box, and as they spawn iron golems so I can get their iron. I bet there's a way. There probably is a way to write that narratively, but it just feels so off, and it it feels so weird as a game mechanic too. I know it was never like probably intentionally designed, but now people absolutely love it. Killing iron golems for fast iron. But I also kind of I enjoy the hunt too of going out and it's a limited resource because so is diamonds. Diamonds are a limited resource, and you only have so many of those in the world unless you like respawn chunks or something. But yeah, it's I don't know. It's kind of interesting. The kind of the philosophy of players, and I feel like if I mean, it makes sense why iron is probably farmed the most because, like I was just saying, it's used in so many like crafting recipes. Buckets are unlocked, saddles are being able to make, name tags, um, cauldrons. Like all this stuff requires. Uh, oh, oh, yep. I'll save that for later. Um, but all those require a ton of iron, and it just baffles me almost of um yeah, why don't they make more uses for diamonds and copper? I mean, they do add things for diamonds all the time, but I would like to see more practical uses for copper other than decoration. Because you see lightning rods is one that I actually am excited to start using pretty frequently because a lot of my bases and builds in this world currently are all wood, and I do have fire uh, spread turned on. So if there was a perfectly timed lightning strike, um, I could lose a build, and it would be also somewhat devastating, especially if I didn't capture it on camera. Um, yeah, I would have to gather up all those resources and basically remake it. But as soon as like a lightning storm actually does happen, I generally have a bed on me and sleep as fast as possible because I do not like the idea of pretty much everything I've built in this world could burn down at any second. That that would be no good. But I think that's what I'm going to actually probably do with my next video, writing that into the narrative where uh, I get like a copper rod, uh, so I can kind of like save my builds uh, from lightning strikes and basically burning. But I mean, it also makes sense really for my narrative of, you know, this is a civilization that's really just starting out. It's, you know, fresh and brand new, so they're using wood for everything. They haven't really used a whole lot of stone. Um, this civilization, like, you know, I named it the Kingdom of Kybrillion, and they're going to be eventually known as the Stone Kingdom. But since I don't have Silk Touch and I just unlock furnaces, I can just now make stone for the first time. So like this, I couldn't even build with this block for the longest time. It's basically all cobblestone. All my builds are in this kingdom are oak wood or cobblestone, and so I want that like progression um, as I unlock new things and write it into the narrative where my characters, you know, learn um, how to make new stone and new things, and my my world will almost like evolve with me. You know, as I get tools and upgrades, so will the builds. And sure, that happens naturally in pretty much everyone's world that people make. But for me, it comes from a different perspective of, you know, I want to make YouTube videos and content out of that, and sometimes that just takes a little bit longer to make, um, especially when I write it as like a deep interwoven story of why does this happen. I mean, there's a lot of mechanics in this game that are kind of unique to Minecraft that are kind of janky, but also um, quirky and fun. And so I kind of want to find a way to explain that in these YouTube videos that I'm making. But yeah, I think I'll have fun overall with doing it. It'll take time, and getting better at editing, getting better at speaking. It all just takes time. This is like my live, fourth or fifth, I don't know, that I've ever done, and I'm terrible at speaking. So, you know, just doing these more kind of gives me that freedom of kind of getting the reps in, essentially, practice, because it's something to speak to yourself in a room for several hours on end. Um, and I really now like kind of learn and appreciate just the kind of work that it takes to do any type of content, whether it's short form, live, or long form. I've really gotten a new appreciation, you know, of uh, edits. You know, people who really learn how to edit a video, the sound design to it. There's just so much, and being a small YouTuber, kind of, you know, don't having the money to really hire people or have other people to do that, and kind of just learning it on your own, you really do form a bit of like appreciation of it all. Just how long it all takes. But I also feel just like how I'm kind of leveling up with this world, I'm leveling up my skills and kind of figuring out how to uh, edit and how to speak on camera. Um, and those are all skills that I feel like will compound over time with me essentially, um, starting basically, I want to say 4 months ago, never posting a single video on the internet and, just going like, let me give this a try and editing videos for the first time, voice acting for my first time in my last video, which that was kind of a unique experience. Um, and then also, I have a passion for drawing, and so making thumbnails and all this other stuff that I like to do with my videos. It's uh, it's an art form, but also it's a skill that I'm trying to learn. And I really hope this doesn't break water. Okay, good. But yeah, it's all something that I can learn and then take with me for future videos and future projects and ideas, um, which I'm pretty excited about. As far as learning editing, that's not a skill that will just be like, oh, okay, well, if YouTube doesn't pan out, I can never do this again. It's just gone. No, I could take that and use it and apply it somewhere else. And so even if no one's watching more or less on my YouTube videos or Twitch streams or whatever I make, I'm learning something new and I'm having fun doing it. And I think that's honestly kind of the best part about content creation. That is totally going to spill out water. Okay. But yeah, content creation, it it's not for everyone, but it can be very exciting and fun, um, even if no one watches. Yeah, sorry that was a long ramble on. I don't even know what I was talking about, but yeah, that's that. Whatever topic that was, endless ramble. um. Oh, okay. All water. That is all water over there. One thing I do wish I had as a small content creator is more of a like-minded community of people also making videos and whatnot. Because I feel like there's so many people out there that's like, oh yes, join my uh, Discord or join my membership, and it's always like, but I want like actual people to just chat with, not just like some buy my course person when it comes to content creation. It's so hard to find, uh, I don't know, like minded, passionate individuals that, at least for me, it's probably not that hard, but I don't know. I always feel like someone's wanting to get something out of it, out of the, like, if you're not bigger than me, then why am I, talking to you? Or I want your business to make thumbnails, or hey, go to this website to uh, get more streamer views or whatnot. I'm just like, nah, that's not what I want. I want to make a name for myself just by being me, and also by my own merits. So all the thumbnails I make, all the videos I make, they are purely me. I want them to be authentically me. I don't want that process to be loaded on someone else, um, for one, I don't I don't have the income to support anyone to make thumbnails or anything like that, but I definitely want to kind of like learn um, that whole process and learn what it takes to video edit, to manage a schedule. Those those things I feel like are really valuable because I think, uh, especially if anyone's watching that's from America, Americans, when it comes to like the workforce, um, like fast food, I feel like a lot of it is taken advantage of by most people, and uh, because you just don't know what those kind of people go through, and I think it's really important. Maybe not to just be like, okay, everyone needs to go work at a fast food restaurant to understand, but have like that kind of uh, job more or less to experiencing those values. Um, people need to work retail. People need to work um, at a fast food to kind of at least understand what people deal with when making food or selling clothes or what have you. Because it's getting different perspective, and those kind of things can be pretty valuable in people's lives. Because you really don't know what's going on in someone else's life, and just being like a decent human can be super valuable to someone else on any given day. One second, my dog's barking. All right, I'm back. Oh, what was I talking about? I think I was talking about being a decent human, which I think even more so with the whole internet age of an AI. What is it to be authentic and what is it to be personable and human to people? I think is pretty important in today's day and age. It never hurts to just show someone just a little bit more kindness. It could be super simple as, holding a door for someone, and that just, it could change someone's day. I know it sounds kind of simple and crazy of like, well, why does that matter? It's just small things. They add up. If you ever heard of the butterfly effect, what one event that you have control over could impact someone else's life. And that's honestly something special. And I feel like people don't realize how much influence and uh, power they have of impacting other people's lives just because of simply existing. Because you never know what you say or do impacts another human. And we're all just trying to figure our way out in this life on Earth. And that's something to think about. We all share this planet. We no one else, as of yet, as far as I know, no one's on Mars. We all share this planet together. And it just takes a few seconds to just brighten someone's day, even with a smile. Sometimes all it takes is a smile. Going back to like customer service jobs, all you have to do is smile and be nice, and that can really impact someone's life. If you're wondering why I'm digging all this andesite, it's I foresee myself making a bunch of uh, polished andesite builds in the future for my dwarf bases in Dwarf City that will be made eventually. So I could stock up on this block for days. And like I said early in the stream, I do have a plan for my next shop, or shops, I should say. And one of them is going to be um, andesite and diorite and granite. Yeah, that's the other one. So I kind of also want to incorporate these blocks in that. And so I need to stock up on it. But anyway, what is another topic I could talk about while mining so it's just not mindless mining? I guess I can continue talking about my experience as a content creator, of being new, and I guess some of the hopes and dreams that I have, but also like managing expectations. Um, I feel like with the content world, a lot of people are, shocked with just how fast and versatile and sometimes volatile the content creation world can be, where one day you're having a ton of people watch you and the next day you're not. And I think it's really interesting seeing the dynamic of being like, man, I can't wait to be like blank, or have X amount of people watching me or views or subscribers. And I feel like if you get obsessed with the numbers, you kind of like lose track of why you make the content in the first place. And I think that's something that I personally have to kind of learn to deal with. Because there's a lot of times where I'm like, wow, this video didn't perform as well as I wanted to, and in that, it sparks like an emotional response in you, where you just like, well, man, I wanted X amount of people watching this, or oh, I thought I really did a good job at editing blank, and I thought that was gonna go crazy, and but it doesn't. And as a small time creator, uh, I think it's a hard thing to manage sometimes. Expectations of what happens. Um, that there are people who can post one video and it blows up, or TikTok, or go live, and they instantly got the success. They got lucky, essentially. Or sometimes it's their skill or their personality. And for someone like me, that I don't have the energetic personality as a bunch of other streamers or personality of other internet people out there. And not saying that they're bad or anything. It's a different taste for a lot of people. Um, for me, I'm a very calm, reserved person. And so that doesn't really spark hype, I guess, a whole lot. And I think there's ways I could probably go about it that make myself interesting in the future. but it's a process, and I'm learning that, and hopefully someday I can be entertaining for a certain amount of people or whatnot. It's just trying to find that balance and finding my stride of what makes me me and what can I provide or be that is unique to other people. And maybe common, cool, collected is something that people would desire. I don't know. I mean, granted, a lot of people like Mr. Beast, and I mean, he's got so many subscribers, and he's talked to death just over and over on YouTube. But um, he's definitely done the research of like what people want, and I feel like a lot of it has to do with honestly dopamine, of or just like that constant gratification of something happening. Um, and I think we're getting into a society as a whole across the world that we constantly need that um, attention, something crazy, a spectacle. And I don't know. I feel like maybe there are people like me as far as more of a calm, cool, collected, relaxing content. But hopefully I can bring that through in the future to some of the stuff I make. Because I don't want to be something I'm not, where I'm creating just just hyper edits and hyper retention of go, go, go in everything I do. I want to kind of like bring a little bit of comfort to the stuff that I do. I know a lot of people will market that as like the cozy gamer. I mean, I feel like I could be, but I want to be a storyteller. But it's just something I'm gonna have to learn over time. Build my skills and hopefully not lose myself for trying to gain an audience. And I wouldn't necessarily sell out, but like I said, manage my expectations. I'm not going to be a fast growing content creator. And I think that's something that I gotta have to be comfortable with, especially with someone who works a 9 to 5 Monday through Friday job and spends 5 hours after work to make more content. I think that's just something I got to balance and understand that it's not it's not gonna be the same speed as everyone, and I just can't compare myself to others because I am myself and uniquely me, and I don't want to be anyone else. And I think that's honestly something that everyone should strive for: is what do you have that is yours, and what can you be? And I'm no expert on any of this stuff. I'm just spewing out blank thoughts in my brain. Uh, Maybe it would be semi entertaining to anyone who watches this later or current. But yeah, this, like I said, I'm learning, and learning to talk to yourself, I guess, is a skill that I don't have, but I'm learning it. Basically, fill dead air, because until I grow an audience where I can kind of chat back and forth, a lot of these live streams I do, I got to talk to myself or pretend it's like another YouTube video where I'm just talking. But yeah, that's kind of like more or less my general thoughts on content creation as a small content creator, which is in a way weird to say out loud because I don't really feel quite yet like a YouTuber. Like I haven't had a I made it moment or on Twitch or anything. I mean, Twitch I'm only been on for a week now. So I did get one follower on there, which is fantastic. And whoever that is, I thank you because I could definitely use all the support I can get. Um, that's not me asking for support. Just letting anyone know that is just it's exciting. I mean, it's always exciting to see numbers go up, of course. But like I said, I got to manage those expectations and how I need to react to them properly and whatnot. But anyway, I think I've talked about content creation enough. I think it's time for me to ramble about Minecraft again. Uh, so one thing I can start rambling on about is this area. This is the dwarf base. I kind of made I'm very limited on my light illumination like blocks that I can use in this world. So I got like torches on oh shoot, I forgot the name of what this block is. Well, anyway, the walls, stone wall or andesite walls. But yeah, I have them kind of like opened in there and just have a little light kind of seep through. Um, because you can't really like put torches on the ceiling, so I had to find kind of like a creative way to kind of get around, but doing that. Because I don't have any of the like blocks that just emit light, so yeah, I had to find a unique way to do that. Same thing over here. I wanted to honestly have a different way of displaying the light in this whole entire area. So like framing in a window or almost like these little pillars in the corners, and then this window that has two over here. I just don't want them like plopped on the ground. When it comes to caving, yes, of course, I'm just going to plop them everywhere until I decorate the cave. But for the time being, every light source is particularly placed in a certain way to one, illuminate the entire area, and two, to make it aesthetically pleasing. And that's kind of what I've done. I've also left this. This was there originally. I don't have silk touch, so I didn't place that here. But this is like the dwarf quarters. They got their little beds, and I need to add more beds so that they all have a place to sleep. I'll keep some torches here, or not torches. Although yeah, I should probably keep some torches here. Yeah, I need to make some more tools. Actually, I think it'd be a good idea for me to stock up on tools because I have gone through these like crazy. So might as well pre-make them, and I can just come down here and get more later. And get some shovels. Probably don't need that many shovels. Although I do tend to go through shovels like crazy. And axes. think that's all I need for now. Oh, let me add some more copper into these furnaces, and then I'm going to go get some gray wool. Oh, yeah, that's where I needed. I had those chests for a reason, and I'm not even using them. I'm not using my full brain capacity to do the things that I need to do. Because yeah, it makes sense. You know, put the copper ores in here and the fuel in here and put them in there. Yeah, it makes perfect sense. But yeah, I keep using these three just because they're convenient and right there. I don't know. I make something and then never use it. It's it's a great strategy. Thankfully, this is not real life, and I make something that I don't actually use. That would be not the best. Okay. So I do also want to bring up some of these different types of stones, so I can put up on the surface and use them for these shops that I'm going to make eventually. Like I said, it's going to be an andesite, granite, and diorite shop. And they're going to be stocked full, hopefully. I need to actually get stock of... Oh, great. It's raining. If it storms, I'm sleeping immediately because... Yeah, I don't want any of my completely wood builds to catch on fire. So I made this path last week, and I think it might be a little excessive for the amount of torches and these little things I made. I don't know. I feel like I should keep it, but it does feel like a lot. I'm gonna, yeah, put... I think my idea of where I want to put the future shops are next to these other shops, so it kind of feels like almost like a shopping area. If you're using copper, would it fit in the lore to have lightning rods? Yes, absolutely. Yeah, that's actually one of the things I'm going to plan on doing very soon. To add lightning rods to the lore. I'm gonna find a way because I definitely don't want any of these buildings to get electrocuted and catch on fire, and I have to either rebuild them or just have it as a loss. That would not be fun at all. But yeah. I think what I'm going to do, if you watched my last video, is I'm going to have I'm like basically going to find these dwarf characters, and they are the ones that understand how to make copper and smelt it and everything. And so they're going to be teaching me different things, and different dwarves will teach me how to make different blocks. And so yeah, I definitely think lightning rod is the next one on the list for sure to make. I always have a hard time telling if it's nighttime yet when it rains. Yeah, yeah, that makes sense. Um, okay, it's nighttime. It's much easier when there's, a moon and a sun to look at, but not so much when it comes to uh, when it's raining. Yeah, so this world is completely manual, and I don't have a way to, especially like you need shears to get the wool off of sheep. So yeah, I just have to breed them up and kill them every single time. It's a process. It's not the most humane way, but until iron is unlocked, it's the only way. Oh, I forget I have one black sheep. Oh, nope, nope. Oh wait, you need 3 pieces of wool to make a bed. So for my gray bed back in the dwarf base, I do need one more. I'm sorry. Okay. That will give me enough to make at least one more bed that I can add to the dwarf base. Oh, I am almost out of wood. Another thing I'm learning and actually like having a pretty decent understanding is crafting recipes. Being on a bedrock for most of my gameplay, I didn't quite understand crafting recipe, or I just used like the basic crafting recipes um, and yeah, I just you auto crafted everything. So now that I've switched over to Java, once I started playing on or making this YouTube series, I'm learning how to actually use uh, shaped recipes. Even though I've technically played Minecraft over 2,000 hours before switching over to Java. Oh, I just saw another reply on YouTube. Love your videos. Just found your channel and watched them all. Can't wait for the next one. Thank you. Yeah, I appreciate it. Yeah, I want to make more. I apologize that it takes basically 2 weeks to make one of those videos. Uh, if I, with life and responsibilities, I would love to make more faster. But I also like, I'm learning how to edit, learning how to script and all that. And it's a process. It's a learning process, but hopefully, I'm planning, a year down the road, I gotta be like basically 10 times better than I am now. And I think that will be exciting to see, really, just what this world becomes in a year and what kind of script writer, what kind of editor I become in a year. Because I think that will be a pretty crazy, interesting change. But yeah, thank you for commenting. That's much appreciated. So another task that I had for today, I forgot to put the wheat back, is I was going to actually clear up some of the flowers over here and put them in my wool shop, because I have a wool shop over there that we just went to, that I, in the lore, there's a character named Kyle who makes, he takes care of all the sheeps, and he's a banner designer, because I would like to make banners for different kingdoms in the future. So like this is the Kybrillion, what's going to be like eventually the Stone Kingdom, and then they're going to have their own banner. And I eventually want to develop other civilizations and other kingdoms that are going to be actually kind of similar in vein, where their resource or their main stick is something else, and their whole like place is revolved around that. I also just noticed that the message Samurai put is not going away from the screen, and I apologize. Like I said, I'm new, so I got to figure that out real quick. Okay, I don't think I could figure that out on stream, but surely they'll go away eventually. If not, that's something I'll need to figure out post stream, so that's a better experience for my next one. But I guess, if you chat and Twitch on this stream, your message will be there the entire time. I don't know if that's a blessing or a curse, but it's a part of the video. But yeah, anyway, what I was saying is like, I'm going to eventually make other kingdoms in the future, and banners are going to be like a big part. It's going to be, their sigil, their flag, their identity, and I think it'd be kind of cool. So yeah, this territory that I have, I don't know if you can see it from here, but the river right here is my boundary line. So I can't cross this currently. And then I have a boundary line that I set up with oak planks over here, and way over there as well. So anything inside those boundary lines are actually where I'm allowed to explore. I will expand it eventually for future videos, and future concepts and ideas. But until I make those videos, when I play on my free time or when I play on live stream, I still have to abide by the rules that I set in place for the videos. But with my last video unlocking smelting copper, I can go around and mine all these. Actually, I haven't really explored this area that much outside of making the border. I know there's a ton of just like random cracks everywhere. And this eventually will all be cleaned up. I can't wait to see what you do with the cherry blossoms across the river. Yeah, no, I definitely got plans for sure. Yeah, right now I'm sticking to the basics. I really want it to feel like a long journey, that it's growing, and you feel the growth and the exploration of new things. So like when I do get to the cherries, it's a big deal, like it's a new thing. But yeah, I'm also excited. I'm excited for every tree type. Another thing that I'm also kind of debating, uh, I I did go on a chunk base and look up this over here. The next snapshot or kind of told me that that whole area is going to be the Dappler Forest. But that's if I don't go over there and explore. So if I could hold off exploring this area until the next update and I can upgrade my world, that will all be the Dappler Forest. So I'm still debating like, do I want a Dappler Forest there or do I want to like go over there and explore and like make those chunks already spawn in? Or or are they technically spawned in because I'm over here? I don't know. But I haven't gone over there with my player yet, so. But then again, also like it might, depending on what I've already loaded in, it might split up the Dappler Forest in half and kind of have some weird chunk issues. I don't know. Like I said, I'm still going back and forth in my brain of if I want to hold off narratively going over there until after the next official Minecraft update. Which, speaking of the cushions, that's a game changer. If nothing else, just sitting down and just talking in my video, that's gonna be pretty great. I've seen some of the crazy things that people have done with the cushions so far, and I'm like, that's going to be absolutely amazing. The the build possibilities. The downside is, I mean, granted, I'm playing on a single player world, so I won't have the issues of other people messing with my builds. But I hear that you could essentially throw a wind charge and all the cushions would pop off of your build. So that would be that'd be interesting. Someone made the entire Shrek movie with cushions. Oh my god, that that's crazy. Uh, dang. Part of me is like, man, if only I've come up with those ideas, I could post them. But I don't work like that. I feel like if I have a good idea, I like take my time. I don't know if that's just because I'm new or whatnot, but yeah, I want to have like a crazy idea eventually. Oh, that one's. But I want to have like a crazy idea and post it on social media like TikTok or Instagram or whatever, YouTube, and people be like, "Oh, that's so cool," and then that like brings people in. But I feel like it's really hard to do, or at least explain what I'm doing in this world, being a very progression held back type of world. Um, oh, I just realized these bees. I'm taking all their flowers. They need some flowers. Um, so wait, yeah, what was I saying? Yeah, it would be really cool to make something crazy, um, and then post it and go viral off of it. Um, but I try to stick very much to what my world is. Uh, and then there's that bot again. I swear I get one of those every stream. But yeah, what was I saying? Yeah, my content, I feel like it's almost not necessarily too unique, but really hard to explain in short form content to at least spread the word of what I'm trying to more or less accomplish with my type of videos, especially just like the slower pace. It doesn't. I feel like it just doesn't jive with everyone. But I kind of, I mean, not necessarily bring back the Let's Play era, but definitely the story narrative and that type of content. The border, yeah, there's the border right over there. I like the slower pace. It's a refreshing way to enjoy Minecraft. Yeah, I agree. Because I just feel like like when I watch YouTubers make Minecraft content, it's like, okay, let me beat the Ender Dragon and get netherite armor, like within the first, I don't know, 30 seconds of the video. Like there's a trend and it goes well. I've been going back and forth of doing it myself, but I feel like it's just not me. But the 100-day content of how much can I do that is so crazy in 100 days, and it works. It really works on YouTube. A lot of people just eat it up, but I don't know. It's just it feels un I don't know, not natural. Because generally a lot of people don't play that way. I mean, granted, a lot of people don't play the way I'm playing for my YouTube series, but I feel like more people can relate to playing a game slower rather than making a. I mean, granted, I still do the YouTuber thing and make giant builds, what I can, within reason, within my own talents and time. But I don't know. It just that's why I really like and admire a lot of the hermitcraft people. That's something I inspire to kind of mimic or be. And a really big goal of mine is to get big enough where I get on their radar. That I don't need to be invited to Hermitcraft, but if I could just, I don't know, not necessarily collab, but meet one of them and have like a Minecraft chat with them eventually over YouTube, that would be like a bucket list of mine. It'd be like, sweet, that's amazing. And yes, this is my flower collection currently, which just now doubled. But any like dye needs I have, I'll put them in here. And then there's my one and only loom to make banners. I also like wrote it into the lore that Kyle, my character, is really bad at banner making currently, and that's because I'm bad at banner making currently. Uh, Also, banners are super expensive with crafting recipe. Like 6 pieces of wool, that's ridiculous. Especially when you got to do it manually, and I got to kill. That's 6 sheep that I have to kill to make one banner. Uh, when I get iron, the sheep death will definitely go down for sure. But yeah, these are the only two banners I made for this world so far, and more to come. But these are for Matthew's shop, since he sells torches and it's supposed to kind of like look like a torch. I didn't have any brown dye because I haven't been to a jungle yet, and try to make that one look like a torch with a little light as well. Two different experimentations. I also never really used the ladders until I started playing on Java. It's not like a Java to Bedrock thing. It's just I never really found the use of them until I started like making these type of builds. Like, oh yeah, it's actually really useful. Really skinny ways to go up and get some stuff here and there. Which I could use all of this for my next video. I'm gonna put these in here. But another task that I want to do, I'm debating whether to do it like for a video or for just on my own for a live or whatnot, is this area. Well, for one, I want to make custom trees, but I can't until I have either silk touch or uh, iron to make shears. But so until then, it's gonna be very barren and disgusting, full of dead leaves. But I do think I want to clean up this area, especially like all these gravel and stone areas. I feel like I can just more or less clean this up, because yeah, it's just not as nice as some of my other areas. And so when I do get iron and I do start being able to make custom trees, this will look nice. But yeah, I'm debating whether to do it, like a little bit now or save it for like a time lapse. I really enjoy making a ton of time lapse, and I don't know if me mining or terraforming is as exciting as like the builds I do. Still had some stairs. Actually, you know what? I'll at least let me clean up this area. It is bothering me. I gotta make this little section have grass and not just completely gravel. How many? I got one shovel. I'll just take off the top layer and then go replace it with dirt to make it all grass. That way the pathway looks a little bit more decent. I thought about using concrete for the future, because I'm picking up a bunch of this gravel, but I'm nowhere near a desert, so sand is pretty limited. Gonna look for a bit, BRB. All right, you have a good one. I'll see you when you come back. Um, but yeah, I feel like I'm gonna use. I want to use like concrete, um, but I don't have any deserts nearby or big patches of sand, and I just can't use it currently because of that. But I think there would be a fun way to add that also to the narrative. But yeah, I think um, the with colors, you know, I can write it somehow where someone discovers uh, that they can put dye on sheep, and that's how I get my first color wool. Because right now I'm still trying to like strictly use, and there goes my shovel, uh, natural spawning sheep colors. So you know I got my white and my grays, which I don't know why I thought brown was a natural color that spawns, but maybe that just in the taiga. I know they experimented that with a few updates ago. I don't know what actually came out of that, but yeah, that's more or less kind of the idea behind that. That might be a little bit down the road when I'm more prepared for a story arc like that. Because maybe I can do the same thing with concrete and I'll have probably, you know, sand at that point. I don't know. I think I've said this before, but something I kind of unironically want is a way to have renewable dirt, because I don't like the idea of like ruining my landscape in places just so I can have more dirt. I kind of wish I could so you know how like if you have lava and water and you you put them together and it makes, you know, cobblestone or stone. I wish there was some type of way to do that with dirt, so you can just make like a dirt farm and constantly have that as a supply. Because I really enjoy having just dirt blocks on hand to terraform with, and I know like a lot of people that will just um, more or less, if they want to terraform something, they'll make a big something or another on top. But I would love the idea of doing that differently. Like that. I ran out of dirt already. And that didn't take me long to go through 3 stacks. That's why we need a dirt farm. A way to farm dirt. It was bothering me for too long. Gotta make this a little bit more green, all natural. Another thing I'm looking forward to when I grow this world up quite a bit is I eventually want to collect every single mob in the game. And a few of those are going to be, obviously the rare ones, which are going to be, the blue axolotl and the brown panda are mobs that I definitely want to get in my Forever World. And I'm excited for those. For one, it's kind of like shiny hunting, kind of like with Pokemon. I have a huge passion for shiny hunting in Pokemon games. So trying to get the blue axolotl, I think, will be a ton of fun. I also just realized there is another area that I really want to clean up. And since I got the dirt and a little bit of time, I'm going to do just that. Because I remember I made my last video. I could use a little bit more dirt. And I was doing like this wide shot of the Okerton district, and I was like, man, I really wish this section looked nicer from this angle. So I think I'm gonna go over and clean that up for a bit as well. So that way, if I ever do want to make nice panning shots from that angle again, it'll look good. Like these, like I want to cover that up eventually. I don't want like stone really showing in the world overall, um, unless it's on purpose for like a build. And I do feel like honestly, like terraforming is its own build as well. My fresh eggs. Nope, nope, don't leave. All right. So this right over here, I did like a little wide shot from over there, and I noticed there's just this big gaping hole. It's like, that's not structurally sound. That needs to be covered up somehow, some way. So, yeah, I'm gonna do that now. Actually, is there any resources in here? No. Okay, I'm good. Okay, I'm gonna do the easy tried and true pyramid and see if that looks good, and I can kind of go from there and shape it. I just hope I have enough dirt blocks. I probably don't. I never do. Terraforming always takes more blocks than I realize. Put like one torch down there just in case mobs come spawning through there eventually. I don't want like me to cover this hole and then there's just like a ton of mobs just growling and under my base. That would be, could be kind of annoying, especially when recording. I know a lot of Minecraft YouTubers, or at least like some of the people I've seen use a mod called FreeCam to kind of like see things far away. Part of me wants to use it, part of me like feels like it's not quite vanilla. I try to stick to purely vanilla as much as possible. It's something. So yeah, like the only mods I really use is shaders and flashback. Okay, well, it's a start. It definitely looks too pyramidy, but it's definitely a start. Man, that water's so deep. When I really like actually truly start going into underwater, I'm going to really shape like this island over again. Like when I get sand, I'm gonna really make it like go under. That is gonna be a future me problem though. Just take away all that stone. All right. Well, it's definitely an improvement. I could shape it up a little bit more, for sure. But you know, it works for now. It could be worse. Alrighty, now where do I leave my dirt? And it's full. Okay, of course it is. I'll just find a spot. And that's a future me problem as well. Finding dirt. Alrighty, let me make some more of those pumpkin pies I said I was gonna make. I mean, I do need to make 17,000 of those. Obviously, being manual, it's not gonna happen anytime soon, but is that? Oh no, I 16. Okay, I was like 1 egg from that. That's ridiculous. I wonder what the mob cap for chickens or these guys in that area, because I definitely have a ton and that's gonna fill up quick. And just a little bit more. Almost 2 stacks. Yeah, I got a long way to go. I almost don't even need to harvest more pumpkins. I just need eggs. It's been a minute since I've been up here in this watchtower, and I kind of want to just see what the world looks like since my last building projects. It's coming together. I like that shape of the roof that I was able to design. It's not looking half bad. Still got a lot of work to do. I think this is going to be my last task of the night too. The same task that I began with. Just chopping trees because I always need more wood. I wonder how many hardcore worlds have been lost due to tree death. I can say I've never fully died to a tree, but I have suffocated way too long in one growing before. Which I think these trees are going to just continually to spawn because I have a lot of saplings over here. It also freaks me out every so often when a tree just like goes right above you and you're like, oh, goodness. Wait, I guess these never died off. There's some more wood in there that I never got. Oh well, I'll do that later. Well, I think I want to end my stream there. So, for everyone who tuned in, I appreciate it. And I will fix the chat disappearing eventually in future streams. Thank you all for coming out. Um, and have a wonderful night or day wherever you are. Until next time. Bye.